He's not a bat, he's a man who fights crime. And we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time. With John and Niall, and I guess you just rhyme with Bat Minute!
Hello, and welcome once again to Bat Minute Forever, the podcast where we fly in like spry little birds to pick apart every minute of Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever, 1 minute at a time. I am one of the hosts, Niall McGowan.
And I am your other host, John Parker, whose intro was almost word for word accidentally stolen there by Niall. we wrote almost the same thing. So
I didn't even write that down. I was just coming up with that off the top of my head. Psychic links, John.
I usually come up with them as well, and this is one I wrote down, and it's almost the same.
But yeah, so we're here, and also again with us from earlier in the week, and for one final time this week, we have all the way from the other worlds, the alternate universe versions of the DC universe. We have Mark and Nathan from DC Cinematic Minute.
Hello. Hey, how are you doing?
So we're here today to talk about minute 48 of Batman Forever. It begins with Alfred having a little checkup with Dick Grayson in his room, and it ends a minute later with Alfred. He's kind of backing towards the door, but he's still him and Dick are still chit chatting.
It's not a lot happens. We start with I wrote down a Dick flip flop, which is because he flips back again and says he's not going to be staying. Really, it's like, well, I'll stay the night, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. The Bruce's attempt to lure him in with the fancy bikes and stuff is I think there is still so many ways that you could recut these scenes where it's totally a horror movie. Like, cause there's all this sort of stuff of like, oh, I won't be staying long. Oh, this is like, because Alfred knows better. He's like, oh, you won't be staying. That's what you think, sir.
Or the complete opposite. It's like, no, you won't.
I will say though, like throughout this whole minute, considering the amount of crap that like Chris O'Donnell's Robin gets, and some of it's quite justifiable and stuff, and we've always enjoyed Michael Gough's Alfred. The two of them are great in this scene. Like this little interaction between them, I think is some of the best stuff in the movie.
Yeah,
it's just
totally.
two of them talking. It's like it's very they're just two good actors totally inhabiting their characters, and just like sort of they really nailed this scene.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Chris O'Donnell Robin fan of these two movies, so I stand this.
Hey.
But I guess the only thing is the age. I guess the age is the only thing where it's like, okay, so he's old enough to drive. I'm sure he's got an apartment somewhere, right?
Well, you'd think so. This is, and we keep coming back to this. We can't escape it. It's like he's clearly written as under 18.
Still, to me, it would be much better if he was like a small kid, because it just would be like it would make so much more sense. His petulance would make more sense. You'd probably get a lot more. You might connect with him more emotionally than. Well, I just gotta, because it's so distracting that he's that old.
Yeah,
I never kind of got into the Robin story, but I might have had he been younger.
They just wanted someone sexy. Let's be honest, that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're like put in a hot guy. Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Well,
like, Michael Gough's like, I'm right here, Alfred's motivations, obviously he's a character, if we take him to as the same character who's developed from the first movie, he's going through his own little arcs and stuff. But in some ways you can take what he's doing in this minute, it's just like, he's like, oh, he's just settling the kid. So when he refuses to throw away the uniform, it's more of like I know you'll want this later because I've seen a kid go through grief before, and if I'd let Bruce Wayne throw out his father's stuff, he wanted it later and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also like the guy's taking notes already, because like we find out later on when Robin comes in the full suit, Alfred's like, I took the liberty, sir. And he's the one, right now he's getting, all right, Robin, that's gonna be his name. And I'm gonna get the red, green, and yellow and stuff. At this point, so it's like he's already in his mind plotting like, what if he was to stick around to become a partner for young Master Wayne and stuff? Ooh. Which is in complete contrast to the Alfred of 89, who was like, I'm quite tired of grieving the loss of old friends and their sons and stuff.
Yeah, he should be trying to stop it. Maybe he's realised, look, there's no stopping this now. And he's going to take this kid in, so I'll just get on board with it straight away.
I mean, we like Alfred because he's so congenial, because even if you don't take it to that, like, maybe at this point he's not actually, at some point, we'll have to keep an eye on around when is he going to start plotting, like, oh, maybe this kid could be a partner for Batman. Presumably it'll be after he finds the Batcave and stuff. But, we like Alfred because he's a congenial guy, and he's just like a very lovable kind of fella, but, like, as a parent, he comes out with wise platitudes and stuff to Bruce and Dick. But is he, I don't know if he knows what he's doing, because, Bruce Wayne's still really, really messed up. He's a guy, previous scene, he found him standing in a trance for, presumably hours, just, reliving the death of his parents and stuff. And then Alfred's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go off, be Batman. And now here's this kid coming up going, I don't want a reminder of my past. And Alfred's been like, well, I think you will down the line. I was like, dude, you should be encouraging this kid to get over the things as fast as he possibly can. Because the last kid you brought in who didn't get over the stuff, he's still going on about it friggin' 20, 30 years later and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like he should be like, I'll try a different tack this time. I think, yes, you should get rid of everything of your past. Forget about your parents. They don't matter anymore.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, so was he was he against Bruce being Batman at first, and is he now like, oh, you know what, I'll just hold on to this because you are a hero, Robin? And it's like, are you promoting it now? Were you promoting it the first time?
That would be interesting if they actually explored it in a way. Like, has he changed his opinion? Why has he changed his opinion? How? To what extent? Is he fully behind it?
The world doesn't make sense unless you force it.
Yeah, and he's like, well, it's a constant now, and he looks at the camera and he goes, I guess Batman is forever, and he shrugs.
Yes. But this, between the three movies, this is kind of like Alfred was desperate to get Bruce hooked up with Vicky Vale, so we give up this whole damn idealistic crusade. And then in the second one, he was just kind of complacent with it because it's like he didn't seem to like Selena Kyle at all.
Because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And this one, it seems more like he is actively trying to even on a script level here. We shouldn't be taking it. Alfred's already plotting to create Robin as a sidekick for Batman.
It's his creation. He's trying to replace Bruce.
It is almost like, maybe he's just like, he already replaced that Michael Keaton Bruce. The Val Kilmer one's fritzing out downstairs. Like he's standing in trances. I'll get working on this Chris O'Donnell kid.
His blonde kid's a lot quieter than that curly-haired guy we had here earlier.
Oh my God, he's a serial killer.
Yeah, oh yeah. This blonde guy, I don't know, this blonde guy's weird. He just trances out for hours sometimes in my foyer. I mean, it creeps me out.
But yeah, just the little lines like, oh, you are a hero, I can tell. That does seem like, because we, the audience, know he's going to become Robin. And it's almost as if Alfred knows, but at this point he couldn't possibly know, and he should not be encouraging it. Considering also, again, he shouldn't be encouraging it because he wasn't encouraging it in the previous two movies and stuff. But
there's this weird omnipotent element behind Alfred Pennyworth that doesn't really get explored that much. I guess it gets explained by just experience kind of thing. But with the whole I guess elderly gentleman having more knowledge than a young guy that dresses up. But Alfred is always weird, and we kind of just sit back and take it where it's he just knows. Oh yeah, Alfred knows. Even in the next movie, it's this whole thing. It's oh yeah, Alfred knows.
Wait till you find out that Alfred is actually Ozymandias and he's planned it all.
Oh my God, that'd be a good twist.
And there's Jeremy Irons. He goes, I am both.
I'm sure that's probably in Doomsday Clock there somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, right? Or he's Dr. Manhattan. He's like,
really like the way Michael Gough plays a scene But in so many ways, I'm just like, I guess Alfred's just trying to comfort the kid and stuff. And I guess it is wise. He's like, hey, don't be throwing out your family memorabilia because you will want that later and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is giving an awkward hint of like, you know, it's almost like, does Alfred magically know the future of Dick Grayson? Will it be a bit at the end where like Dick will turn around like, oh, thank you, Alfred. And Alfred was just like, fade away. Like, oh, he was a ghost. He was magic the whole time or something.
No, I reckon, like, as we said, he's molding him from second one, and he's seen this Robin helmet, and he's like, now this I can work with. We've got the basics here. Yeah.
It's up here to get a motif. So I'm already thinking Bike Man, maybe?
Much better. Although I have a problem with this Robin thing, because he says he gets the name Robin because his brother's wire broke once, and he swung in to save him like a robin.
Yeah.
Now, that's a stretch for me. A robin isn't the most graceful bird or the most powerful bird.
Or a bird of prey.
Or a bird of prey. Yeah, why isn't it like he swooped in like a hawk? Also, you know,
Yeah.
Or does that seem a bit aggressive, a hawk? I don't know.
Couldn't that be a falcon?
A falcon? That'd be cool. Yeah, a robin is a little tiny, fragile thing.
Again, though, if he were a kid.
If you're a
this
kid,
was young Dick Grayson. Because I think in the original comics, it's like, yeah, his mother used to always call him her little Robin. And it's like, yeah, that's nice. If he's like 12.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But as this guy's like, he don't. And the way, too, because they try to make the Robin look badass on the helmet.
It's a cool robin.
I was like, you can't make Robins cool. Like, even Rocky Robin isn't even that cool. It's kind of like a dated idea now. It's like, well, Robins are nice little, you know, complacent kind of little, like they're signs of peace and all this kind of
They're
thing.
cute. They come, at least here in England, they come in the winter. They're associated with Christmas. It's like lovely and fat.
I mean, so if it's a little kid, I can imagine like, oh yeah, because Robins they're quick and they're graceful, so he quickly and gracefully came in and grabbed it. And you know, it could be one of those, I'm not too sure of the technical schematics of a Robin, but I wouldn't be surprised if you find out like, oh, they can like lift 3 times their own weight or something like that. And so the fact that he was
it's
able
like
to
Monty Python, how can a stork carry a coconut or whatever?
An unladen swallow.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
She said I came up with the airspeed velocity of an unladen robin. Like, oh, well, that's very impressive. But although I will say like said it came in like a robin. This is another thing they took from the animated series because like all back in the day it was supposed to be like his mother called him Little Robin, and that was where it came from. And then weirdly enough, like a side note. One of those sort of footnotes of Batman lore that's just been forgotten, and maybe with good reason. They did actually reveal in Detective Comics 226 from December 1955 where Robin, the name, came from. And it was most unusual. It turns out that in that issue, Batman has sent an old Robin costume and like a reel-to-reel film of like a kind of newsreel about a crime-fighting kid called Robin. And Dick Grayson's just like, what the hell? What's going on? And Batman reveals that like, no, that's me when I was younger. That when he was just studying to be a detective, he teamed up with a fellow called Harvey Harris, who was like the most acclaimed detective of Gotham, in order to teach him, how to be the detective, basically. And then, within the minutes of meeting him, Bruce comes in with essentially a prototype Robin costume on to disguise himself because he doesn't want Harvey Harris knowing that it's Bruce Wayne. Harvey says, like, oh, in that outfit, you're as brilliant as a Robin Redbreast. I'll call you Robin. And then I guess since then, when Bruce took in Dick, even though you see Bruce take in Dick in the comics and stuff, there's no moment where he like christens him Robin or anything. He's like, well, here's your outfit, kid. You're now called Robin. You don't get to choose your own motif. I'm deciding it for you. Like, it doesn't come from anything personal to you. It's actually all to do with my old getup that I had 20 years ago. And I'm not going to tell you where your name comes from until some random guy sends me a package.
Oh, that's
and again,
weird.
it turns out at the end of the issue, it's just like, oh, Harvey Harris died. But he figured out long ago that Bruce Wayne was Batman and that he was this kid Robin. But he always vowed to never tell anybody until the day he died and stuff. So then he sends it to Bruce to be like, oh, by the way, I got your back. I know you. But, like, congratulations on all your success and whatnot.
No, don't like it. Don't like it.
Yeah, hard pass.
And then, of course, they're getting this thing from is like, it's the Batman animated series. Like, the Robin's Wrecking episode. There's I think Dick has the thing about, like, my mother's line broke and I came and got her, and they said I swooped in like a robin. And I guess because the scriptwriters are just like, oh, that was on TV the other day, so I'm putting that in.
But at least it makes a vague bit of sense. Yeah. Even though I'm criticizing the choice of bird, it at least kind of works. I'm
so hung up on the helmet because I've never seen someone try so hard to make a robin look badass.
But I mean, it's a good airbrush work, right?
Oh yeah,
it's a cool helmet. I like for the time. I would have been cool with that helmet.
I would have liked that. I was one of those kids who had like an airbrush T-shirt that you would get.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much the artwork itself is good. It's just the fact that like you're trying to make a Robin badass.
Yeah.
And it's like they're giving him the whiteout eyes, like Batman and Robin in the comics, which is like I guess that's like a cool nod. But at the same time, like this looks more to me like Knuckles from Sonic or something.
Yeah.
Who looks nothing like an echidna.
Yeah.
They find out the like Sega's like, no, Knuckles is supposed to be a Robin. That's why he looks that way.
Oh my God, we were wrong all the time.
The beak almost looks like a blade, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it almost looks like the design of the bird was like, it's so edgy, like the beak is almost like a knife or something.
Yeah.
But it was...
Maybe this is Dick Grayson trying to make his mother's cutesy nickname for him look cool.
He wants to look cool to the chicks.
Yeah, because his mother always calls him like, oh, this is my little Robin. And he got embarrassed at the circus. He's like, yeah, but I'm going to own it. So he's like, yeah, I'm a Robin. Look at my cool Robin helmet. It's got like a switchblade for a beak and stuff.
Because Robin's
And then right next to it is that circus outfit. And you're like, all right, you better put this away.
Well, I like the way as well Robin... I'm calling him Robin now. I've quickly transitioned. He's not Dick anymore. He immediately wants to get rid of that outfit. That classic Robin look. He's like, yeah, get rid of this for me, Alfred. Get rid of this. Like, is that a diss on the original Robin suit? Or is it just like is it a hint that we're not going to see it again? Like, not necessarily a diss, but like we'll get rid of this now. We're not going to be needing this in the movie.
Yeah, I think it is kind of just like this isn't his outfit. Like, this is not the Robin that you're gonna get, kind of thing.
It's not your mama's Robin.
Yeah, exactly. Which, to be honest with you, I'd wear that suit any given day. I would. That is those flying Grayson suits. I mean, I would wear that and slap an R on it and get a yellow cape and just jump off rooftops. I mean, I would. I do like those like long collars, the deep collar kind of things, especially like the Disco Nightwing. I love that so much.
Well,
yeah,
so much.
Considering you won't be here for it, we might as well sort of jump ahead slightly. How do you feel about the outfit he does end up wearing? Because I actually quite like it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's. I mean, it's muscle. It's fine. You know,
It's
it looks like armor. Yeah.
No, I'm in love with it. I mean, I would have been more inclined to them just skip the whole Robin part and just be Nightwing. I mean, if this Chris O'Donnell is supposed to be like this older Robin, and he's supposed to be like hot, young, and he's supposed to be like cool in the 90s, like why not just go and commit to the edginess and just be like, we're just gonna call him Nightwing.
And what's more 90s than that? Come on.
Yeah,
I wonder if
go straight into it.
I wonder if that has Teen Titans connotation to it. I wonder if there is a. I mean, obviously there is a clear and distinctive difference, and line drawn between Robin and Nightwing. But I think they did it in the animated series, but also Tim Drake was a character, so they did have that Robin slot there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's... I guess they did it in Red Hood, where it was a Batman and Nightwing duo in that beginning there, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Doing Nightwing, which is fine. I enjoy that a lot. There's something really cool about the dichotomy of a seasoned Blue-Haven dwelling Robin that has to deal with a Batman that essentially doesn't talk to him as much, and he's just like, okay, go do your thing. Like it's like this weird thing that Batman, like when he leaves and becomes Nightwing, it's like, you're dead to me. Until I find
he also got good parenting from Superman. So
Yeah.
it was just like,
I actually would have done a kind of halfway house. I would have had this bit where he's mentioning the Robin. and he gets Alfred to take it away. I don't need this anymore. Get rid of this. And that represents him leaving his old life. And then when he becomes a hero, he's Nightwing.
Yeah.
He's developed the concept.
Yeah, that's not a bad... Because then you could have had, like, maybe within the act of the Flying Graysons, they all had, like, little nicknames. So he was like, oh, this is their son, Robin. But it's like, his actual name's Dick Grayson and stuff, but they all call him Robin.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of the act or something. But, I mean, we would be remiss to say, like, when Alfred puts this away, this isn't the last time we see that costume.
No,
like,
it's actually not.
Because it's like Dick does put this on later when he goes and hauls Batman out of the wreckage and whatnot. Which again adds to this idea that, like, Alfred, you know, it could have been a good, like what you're saying, John, that would have been totally cool if that was just like, yep, we're putting this away now. That's the old style.
I'd like
we're gonna go cool new directions. But it's because they don't do that, and Dick does end up fishing this out because Alfred kept it. It still seems as if Alfred somehow knew that, like, well, this will come in handy someday.
Well, he knows all. He's a genius.
Well,
Alfred's the brains.
I do wonder though if he went straight into becoming Nightwing, what the excuse would have been. Like, well, why Nightwing? Like, oh, my brother's line broke one time when I was eating a chicken wing at night, and I threw it down so I could come in and save him. Like, my mother called me Nightwing.
As cool as Nightwing sounds, yeah. The name. What does it mean? He's a wing on the night.
There is.
He's Batman's wingman.
Yeah, and then they do something new. I don't think it's new, but they do something in Titans where they changed it up a bit. Where so Dick Grayson is in prison in season 2, and he's his cellmates are they're from Mexico, and they praise, like, from the village they're from, they praise this Azuzul. Like, this bluebird is like how it roughly translates. And like the youngest cellmate, he keeps drawing this bluebird. And he keeps talking about like how this deity will protect them from like the other cellmates who are trying to kill them or something. And so he, like, I guess they lead in with that concept. And I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting. But
yeah, I like that.
Do you think do you think the earring is contractually obligated by Chris O'Donnell? Is he like, I got to keep the earring?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to look sexy and edgy.
It's a good thing he takes it off, and then everyone on set was like, oh no, he just doesn't look as sexy anymore.
Now, am I just confusing because the two characters just look so incredibly alike that does Clooney's Bruce have earrings? Am I remembering that right? Or is it still just Chris O'Donnell and they just have the same haircut and look the same?
I think they just have the same. Oh man, we have to delve into that next season.
I didn't. Like, I don't mean to be jumping ahead, but I feel.
No, it's okay. But it's just made me realize the idea. Like, what the hell? Like, we've been talking about how sexy Chris O'Donnell is this whole season. Maybe like Bruce Wayne himself is like, oh, the ladies are going for Dick. Nowadays, I gotta get my. So he just shows up with the same haircut as him.
Yeah, same guy.
And Dick's just like, is this like a single white female situation going on here? Like, what are
you
you
got
doing,
Alfred doing the what, pointing between the two of them. What?
Hell yeah.
And it's like, everyone was just like, you know, Bruce, when it was weird when Edward Nygma was like dressing like you and doing all your mannerisms and stuff. It's just saying you got the same haircut as me, and I think it's quite odd. Like, hey, you're in my cave, kid. My haircut. But yeah, of course, then we do get Alfred decides to put the outfit somewhere safe. So I guess he's got him up there to the pack. He's like, I've got to put something away. Like, so. Yeah. Alfred's go-to mode is always tidy. So he's like, well, I'll be putting it in this drawer full of empty drawers. And
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, I'll just put this away in this one. There's obviously nothing in here, so let's put it there.
So I guess Dick's first protocol would be like, well, do you have like underwear and socks and stuff? Like,
yeah.
You're not going to go into like, Bruce's dad's closet or anything. So you better, like, Dick coming down, he's wearing like Thomas Wayne's old suits and stuff, and Bruce is freaking out when he sees them. They're going to like really warped directions with us.
We do get one final line though, which begins. We don't get the full line, where Alfred says to him, "Broken wings mend in time. One day, Robin." Something.
One day, Robin.
One day, Robin.
One day, Robin. Make sure you take your one day, Robin. I don't know, maybe like a pill or something like that.
One a day Robin.
Yeah.
That could be a Robin themed like vitamin tablet.
Well, we'll also say though, like in talking about where within comic lore and whatnot, where Robin got his name, should just note that the apparently the actual inspiration for why he's called Robin in real life was Robin Hood. Like it's supposed to be named after Robin Hood. Where
I wanted to say that earlier, but I didn't want to be wrong, and I was like, somewhere I heard that it really is just a Robin Hood reference.
It's basically a Robin Hood outfit.
Yeah, with the like sometimes he's got like the shoes too that are like very Robin Hood-ish.
Well, that's the thing, because it was a character made in collaboration between Bob Kane, Bill Finger, and Jerry Robinson. And Bill Finger said, like, oh yeah, like Bob came up with the idea of Batman having a kid character around, and we kind of threw that around and stuff. And then apparently Jerry Robinson said he got a copy of The Adventures of Robin Hood, and had an illustration by someone called N.C. Wyeth. And then he just kind of sketched it out from there. He's like, oh, cool, we're going to call the kid Robin in reference to this. And that's why he has this kind of medieval outfit.
Yeah.
Like, the little curly shoes and stuff.
What was it? And then Squire came about. They did that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same
Squire,
outfit.
Knight and Squire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for people wondering, like, well, why did they actually name him after Robins? He's not in reference to the fact that, a bat and a robin. I guess one's a brighter, lighter character.
That's
one's
what
a dark,
I
brooding
always
character,
thought.
so-
Yeah, because I always stick to what stuck with me about Robin is that the point of his bright colors, his red and yellow, is that he was never afraid to show himself to the bad guys. Like distraction kind of thing, drawing people out. He was always like going ahead into the fight, whereas Batman was the inverse of that, staying in the shadows, lurking, and detectivism. And I always thought it was supposed to be like the color scheme, like bright, a Robin, bright red or whatever they are kind of thing. And, he always just jumped into things.
Which is what, Batman has that yellow symbol on his chest to kind of like, hey, shoot
That's a
me
target,
in the chest. Because I have a bulletproof Kevlar thing only here.
Yeah.
Only shoot the chest. And so maybe he's like, hey, boy, put on this red suit. Go jump out there. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You got this.
It's like, get him to pay attention to you, and then I'm going to come and karate chop him in the back of the neck.
Distraction.
I mean, it really emphasizes how terrible as a surrogate parent that Bruce is, because like if you say like that's a good idea, like in theory, like because he is the bright inverse to Batman, but then that's kind of like Bruce has decided like, I'm going to take the kid out to be my partner and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I don't mind being seen, I don't mind criminals noticing me and stuff. I'll wear a bright yellow cape and red and green and stuff, and Bruce is just like, all right, your funeral, kid.
Yeah, I got 4 other kids. I got 4 other ones waiting. I got old Jason, Tim, and Damien over there.
Yeah.
They're next up.
I think it's essentially what it was. I think, but like the confidence aspect was like, in all seriousness, I think it was the confidence aspect in Dick Grayson that he saw and allowed him to do the bright colors thing. That's what I feel like I remember as the Robin.
Yeah. But I'm all out for this minute. You guys have anything else you want to bring up in particular, or?
All I want to know is the answer to this riddle, because I can't figure it out still.
I think it was Nate. You had it.
I might have a guess. Go over it again.
I'll go over it again, so everyone's up to speed. Riddle me this. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?
Is it real water? Like
nope.
So it's like I'm overthinking it.
You're
I'm
overthinking
like,
it. I was thinking maybe like an anthill or something.
Yeah, like I was thinking like, well, it's not an aquarium because you still put fish in there. And I was like, is there fake mountains in it? And then I was like, is it not a real object where it's like, well, no, I meant like, I don't know. I'm overthinking it.
This is crazy. These are always impossible now. I hate you.
Is it a personification, or is it like, I don't know what I'm trying to think
now
of.
it's
It's going to be
the
something
mountains-
stupid. They always are.
I think it's one of those things. Again, it's just like once you hear the answer, you're like, oh, of course. Like, it's simpler than you are overthinking it. Basically,
I am overthinking it.
Yeah,
It is a mountain.
No.
No mountains.
See, I have mountains but no trees. So. Shall I reveal the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer is a map.
Oh, a map. Got him.
A map.
Yeah.
God
So
damn it.
I have cities but no houses. I have mountains but no trees. I have water but no fish.
That's
I'm a
an
map.
easy one. That's an easy one. I wish I were better at riddles. You know, like if I were to put myself in like the Bilbo Baggins situation, I'd be lost in that cave. I wouldn't have gotten out.
I'm the
That's it
same.
for me. Yeah.
Because that was actually a good one that made
That
sense.
was hard. That was
Yeah.
hard. Those were hard riddles that guy was doing, man.
But the entire distraction of I was Bilbo Baggins would have been like, I'd just be making up riddles and been like looking around for a rock to hit him with. Just be like, okay. Although quickly, you should go with the guests. I think you guys kind of alluded to like your past with this movie in particular earlier in the week. But like, do you have any fond memories of seeing Batman Forever, like when it first came out or anything, or do you have any history with this movie at all?
I think I remember asking you guys to cover this one because I think at the time we were like, "Oh, are you gonna do Forever and Robin as well?" And because I was like, I do hope that you guys would have done this, and you guys are, which I'm glad because I am a huge fan of this because it's weird. This is the Robin that got me into Robin in general, and that's why Robin is still one of my favorite superheroes.
Oh.
You know, top three for sure.
Was it
And,
because
like,
the character? Or is it because of Chris O'Donnell?
It's because it's me and my brother. Like, there's two of us, and
Yeah.
so one had to
Okay,
be
I get-
Batman,
yeah,
and one
right.
had to be Robin. And I was
yeah.
the younger brother, so I got the Robin costume, and then it just became that thing in my foundation where like I gravitate towards Robin on everything, and then I don't know, spun my whole life around the Robin superhero. I like that. I like this character in all forms of media.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair
mean,
play.
I feel like I remember this a lot because I did like Jim Carrey. You know, I was a big Ace Ventura fan, huge Ace Ventura fan, all that stuff. But I feel like I remember Batman and Robin more. I know I saw that movie in theaters. I can't say if I saw this one in theaters or not. And I want to say that it wasn't until I was like in like middle school or something that I realized, like when I saw Deja Vu or whatever that came out to be, it like connected. I was like, oh yeah, that's Val Kilmer. I remember him playing Batman. And then it kind of like pieced together. This movie kind of fell off to the side. Chris O'Donnell was a thing. I think I just liked Batman and Robin more. I don't know why. He had a silver suit.
Oh.
It was colorful. It was really colorful. Batman and Robin was very colorful compared to this movie. But
So you're saying like overall, it's still like to this day, would you prefer Batman and Robin over this movie? Or-
This is like this is my second favorite one.
compared to the two Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, I like the overall crazy campy aesthetic and it's just wild storytelling of Batman and Robin and just having George Clooney play Batman. I mean, that's just like, it's one thing where it's just like, that is so over the top and Hollywood big searchlight gold plated in my opinion, where it's like, yeah, that was, someone had a lot of money and someone wanted to do a Batman movie. And that was it. You know, that was just like the camp. So yeah, I think I prefer Batman and Robin over Batman Forever, but I don't know. I think I just have to revisit this again. I'm not the biggest Val Kilmer fan, but I got to revisit it again.
yeah.
See, I get it because, like, this one it's probably a better movie, but
Yeah.
it's kind of half one thing, half another thing. Whereas Batman and Robin just commits to what it's doing 1,000%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a friend who they really like Batman and Robin because of it commits to being how I guess they put it in a way of like Batman and Robin is a true comic book movie where it's full of quips and one-liners and you just have to give into that.
It's just
and
wild.
once you do, it's just it is what it is and you enjoy it for that reason. Now, if you're trying to make, trying to bring it into film standards, and you're like, then yeah, it's gonna kind of not so great.
Does
but
not hold up.
I don't know.
I mean, I am always a
love this
fan
movie.
of. I do like the Robin origin story. I do like that a lot. And even with this one, I'm not mad at it being. They do the Harvey Dent thing, and Jim Carrey with the big bomb and whatnot. It's fine. It's fun. I mean, a big bomb in Batman is just great. And I always like the Dick Grayson origin story. I am a big fan of the Halley Circus, like Flying Grayson thing, and the suits and all that, origin for Robin and stuff. So it's fun. Chris O'Donnell's fine. He was in that one cop TV show,
Yeah.
And would our lovely guests like to tell people one more time where they can be found on the internet?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find us on all social media at DCEU Minute, or look up the DC Cinematic Minute podcast, where you can listen to us talk about Man of Steel, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad by each individual minute. And then we'll be releasing episodes soon for Wonder Woman Minute. And if you're into Doom Patrol, you can check us out at Doom Patrol Radio, where we go through each episode of DC Universe's Doom Patrol.
Hey, check that out, everybody, and come and speak to us. The usual places: the Bat Minute Listeners Cave, Twitter is at Bat Minute, and come to our Patreon. Come to that; it's wonderful stuff. And one final thing: heads or tails? I'm going to toss a coin, and if you succeed, you get to live. If not, we murder you horrifically by being pecked by robins in the eyes. What would you like?
We get to choose heads or tails.
Yeah. And
All
you
right.
have to be a
Hang on.
unit.
Are you doing the weird thing where it's a coin, but one side is marked up? So if I pick the one that it lands on, it's like, oh, well, you picked it, but it's marked up. Give me tails.
It's completely fair, so you're going to have tails. Okay, tails it is. Right. And this applies to both of you, so I apologize if we have to murder you.
Mark. Out the gates. Sorry, buddy.
All right. Heads!
I picked heads, okay?
You didn't
Okay,
pick
well, you
any
get to
fair.
live. One lives, one dies. Niall, take him away.
That's just going to be depressing. Like the rest of Wonder Woman minutes, just going to be like the one host, just like, yep,
Sobbing into the
It's
microphone.
like, sorry, yep, I had an unfortunate run in on Bat Minute, so we got the auditioning for new co-host over here.
I should be keeping a tally of who lives and who dies. Actually, I'm going to start writing this down. There we
I'm
go.
sure the police will do that for you, John. Don't
The
worry
police
about it.
will do that for me.
Please.
The media will pick up on it as well. It'll be all over the internet before long. So don't worry, people. You'll be able to find that on the news websites and everything. And we will see you again next week for more Bat Minute, and there will be new guests. See you then.
Next time, pensioner, Two-Face in disguise. Roaring up the road en route to caped crusading activities, the Bat slows his roll for a debilitated old biddy. But when all is revealed to be a decrepit damsel double bluff, will our Dark Knight be able to take flight from some Teutonic toughs? Find out next week. Same Bat Pod, different Bat Minute. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.